Let's go to Truth or Fake. Vedika Patel over by the big board. Vedika, good evening to you. Social media ablaze with viral AI images claiming to show deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in US custody. They fueled false information online about his capture. Talk us through what you found.
Well, Mark, I think by now we've all seen that photo of Nicolas Maduro in US custody, shared, of course, by US President Donald Trump after announcing his capture. Now, this is the photo that went global as this story developed, but literally as this news broke, it generated a torrent of AI-generated images claiming to show Maduro's capture. Now, this image in particular, this image here that we can see posted on X, this post alone has over 4.6 million views. Now, this image of Maduro on tarmac, flanked by two US agents here. Now, this one went particularly viral. In fact, it was even used to illustrate this news story by some news sites, and in fact, it was even reposted by the official White House account. But what I can tell you is that this image is very much fake, and it was generated by Google's AI image generator. Now, what this photo contains is a watermark that is invisible to the naked eye, and that proves that it is an AI-generated image. Now, this, in fact, is a precaution that Google itself has put into Google itself has put into place to track AI content. And using Google's Synth ID AI detection tool, this is what reveals to us the watermark that it is in fact made with Google AI. We can see that there. Now, there was many other, as this story continued to break, many other angles of that same image also began circulating online. We can see different angles of that same shot here. Now, these ones, it's a little bit easier to follow this one because we can see a physical watermark, not an invisible one. And that links us directly to the creator, Mark, of these images, Ultra VFX, who describes himself on his Instagram as a professional in artificial intelligence. But regardless, these fake images have been super viral, and they have definitely contributed to spreading false information about this story.
So after Donald Trump shared that first official image of Nicolas Maduro, creators of these fake images also began to update their creations to match. Tell us about that, Vedika.
Yes, and in fact, that just caused further confusion and further information. There was multiple images floating around of Maduro wearing that same Nike Tech tracksuit in grey that we saw initially in that photo shared by Donald Trump. Now, these were initially posted to TikTok by a graphic design account. We can see the watermark there in this specific post. But this racked up over 3 million views on TikTok by this account. And in fact, when you look at the photos side by side, you can see why users might have got confused, because it is very much using that inspiration to create a similar image that is extremely realistic. Nevertheless, I did put this through Google's Synth AI detection tool again, and again, I found that it was made with Google AI. So it is extremely misleading there. Now, there's also been some images of Nicolas Maduro wearing a traditional and very cliche orange prison jumpsuit. These have also been circulating online. Again, these are very artificial and created using artificial intelligence. I did put these through Synth ID, and this also confirmed to me that it was made using a Google AI, and it has that invisible AI watermark embedded in it. But honestly, Mark, what I will say is that there really is no limit, no end to the sheer amount of artificial intelligence I have found circulating around this story, particularly with images of Maduro himself.
So how damaging have all these fake photos been?
Well, what I will say is that it has certainly been very damaging. Even something simple like Googling pictures of Maduro in that orange jumpsuit, for example, when I was looking for other instances of that image being shared online, all of these results that we're looking at here are AI, literally almost every single one. And it's more and more obvious the more you look at it that these are AI generated. But this is just the simple homepage, in fact, when I search a simple result like that. And in fact, when I was looking on social media as well for more instances of AI in terms of photos of claiming to show Maduro's capture, I was stunned by the results of simple searches leading me to more fakery, more AI over the real images themselves. So it's impossible to ignore them. But what I want to end on here is a very interesting point that was made to me earlier in this very newsroom. Now, these are the official verified true photos verified by Reuters agency. I'm sure everyone has seen them here on France 24 and many news channels around the world. But these are real verified photos of Maduro arriving in New York today by helicopter. Now, a colleague told me earlier that looking at these images feels so surreal almost. It looks like something out of a Hollywood blockbuster. It certainly wouldn't be amiss to see Will Smith jumping out, in Bad Boys 2, something like this. And they told me that because these true pictures are so unbelievable, and I do have to agree to an extent that because these are so unbelievable, it raises the question about how unrealistic some of these new AI pictures truly are. How unrealistic are they if the real pictures are opening our scope of plausibility? So I think I'll end with that, Mark, but certainly very damaging indeed.